friends, and happy Monday. So we are back here again to read chapter 4 of Junie B. First Grader Shipwrecked. So yesterday when we read, Mr. Scary had announced that they were going to have a play and that it was going to be about Christopher Columbus. And Junie B did not like that idea. She wanted to do one about a mouse, I believe. But Mr. Scary did not like that idea. So, we're going to read chapter 4 today, and it's called Finding Facts. And I'm sorry if you hear my dog in the background. Like I've told you before, he likes to tell everybody good morning. So, he is out there barking his head off right now. So, I'm sorry if you hear that, and I'm sorry if it distracts you. So, let's get started. Chapter 4, Finding Facts. That day when I got home from school, Mother was already back from work. I like it when that happens. She was in the kitchen with my dog named Tickle. I gave her a paper Mr. Scary sent home about the play. Her face smiled when she read it. "Oh boy, your class is going to do a play for parents' night, huh?" she said. "How fun!" I shrugged my shoulders. "Yeah, only it would be funner if it was a mouse play," I said, "but Mr. Scary says it has to be about dumb old Columbus Day." Mother kept reading. "Oh, and look at this," she said. "It says that over the weekend, you're supposed to look up facts about Columbus and his ships, and whoever has the most facts will get to choose their part first." I rolled my eyes. See Junie B rolling her eyes. "Fact number 1, I said, Columbus is not a mouse, and so I don't even care about this dumb play." After that, I turned around and I clomped out of the kitchen kind of grumpy. Tickle clomped with me. We were almost to my room when my mother called after me. "I just don't get it, Junie B," she hollered. "I thought you always wanted to be a star." I stopped clomping. Ticker stopped clomping too. "A star?" I said. "Whoa, I never even thought about that situation." I quick turned around and zoomed back to the kitchen. "A star?" I asked. "I could really be a star, do you think? Like, one and only star of the whole entire production, you mean?" Mother grinned. "Well, maybe not the one and only star," she said, "but still, if you bring in the most facts about Columbus, you'll be able to choose any part that you want." Just then, my legs jumped all around, very excited. "The star part, Mother," I said. "I'm going to choose the star part." I quick grabbed her hand. "Let's go, hurry. We have to go to the library to get my facts straight." Mother undid my hand. "Sorry, honey, but we can't go now," she said. "Ollie's right in the middle of his nap, and I don't have a babysitter." I slumped my shoulders very glum. "Darn it," I said. Darn it. That dumb old baby ruins everything." Mother wrinkled her eyebrows at me. "Ollie's not dumb, Junie B," she said. "And besides, you and I can go to the library tomorrow. Tomorrow will be plenty of time for you to collect all of your facts." She stood there for a minute. "Or," she said, "if you want to do it right now, we can look up some Columbus facts on the computer. How does that sound?" I grabbed her hand again and pulled her to the desk. "Perfect," I said real squealy. "That sounds perfect." And so me and Mother sat down on her desk and she typed the name Christopher Columbus on her computer. And wowie, wow, a jillion pages came up about that guy. 'Cause he was famouser than I thought. There were easy pages and hard pages and shorty pages and longy pages and picture pages and poem pages, and there were even song pages. Me and Mother read the pages out loud together. I read the easy pages and she read the hard ones. Then I wrote down lots of important facts we found out. And before I even knew it, I had 18 whole facts printed on my paper. I jumped up and down from my chair, very thrilled. 18! I have 18 whole facts! And 18 is more than my wildest dreams, I said. Then I hugged Mother real joyful, and me and Tickle skipped to and fro, and wide and far and wide, and round and round and round. Okay, so that one was a shorty. So we're going to read chapter 5 too, because that one's kind of short. So this one's called The Winners. So it has an S on the end. What does that mean? That means that there was more than one winner. And I have a feeling that Junie B is not going to be excited about that. So let's read. Chapter 5, The Winners. Monday morning. Dear first grade journal, 18 facts. I got 18 facts. I can't wait to choose my part in the play. This is going to be the best time of my life, I tell you. From Junie B, first grader. P.S. 2 more kids are sick from school today, plus Lenny just went to the nurse. P.S. again. Sheldon is wearing his sandwich bags on his head today. Hands today. Oh my goodness. It is to keep germs off, I believe. Just then, Mr. Scary finished taking attendance, and he said to please put our journals away. As you can see, we're missing 3 more classmates today, he said, kind of frustrated. It's going to be hard to do a play with so many people absent. But we'll keep our fingers crossed that our classmates will be back in time to participate. Just then, we heard a rustly sound. Sheldon was crossing his fingers inside his sandwich bag. After he got done, he waved to Mr. Scary very pleasant. Mr. Scary looked at him for a real long time, and then he waved back. Finally, he stood up and walked to the board. Boys and girls, I thought it would be fun to base our play on the facts that we've gathered for our homework, he said. He picked up the chalk. If you have a fact that you'd like to share, raise your hand and I'll write it on the board. Then, when we've listed all of our facts, we can choose our play parts, he said. Now, who would like to go first? Jose's hand shot up in the air, speedy quick. I have a poem, he said, and then he jumped right up and he started to read. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. He had 3 ships and left from Spain. He sailed through sunshine, wind, and rain. Wow. Mr. Scary smiled. Nice, Jose. That's a great poem you found, he said. Let's see how many facts we can find there. He wrote them down. 1, Columbus was a sailor. 2, he had 3 ships. 3, he sailed from Spain. 4, the year was 1492. Just then, Sheldon started waving his hands around very urgent. I know the names of the ships, he called out. They're the Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. Excellent job, Sheldon, said Mr. Scary. He printed the names on the board. Nina, Pinta, Santa Maria. Then Mr. Scary started to call on someone else, but Sheldon stood up and read more from his paper. Columbus sailed across the Atlantic Ocean. He landed on the islands near America, he read. Mr. Scary added the new facts to the list. Sailed the Atlantic. Number 7, arrived in the islands near America. Okay, well, thank you again, Sheldon, he said. Now I think we should let someone else have a... Sheldon interrupted. My Uncle Vern sailed to an island once, he said. He came back with a woman named Bunny. Sheldon kept on standing there. Aunt Bunny has tattoos, he said. After that, Mr. Scary hurried to Sheldon's desk and he put him back in his chair. May went next. My fact is about the Mayflower. She said the Mayflower is the ship that brought the Pilgrims to America. And so I'm going to be the Mayflower in our Columbus play because both of our names have May. Mr. Scary looked curious at her. Yes, but the Mayflower didn't sail to America until over 100 years after Columbus, he said. I know it, she said, but both of our names still start with May. Don't you get it? Yes, May, I get it, said Mr. Scary, but we can't change history, so I'm afraid the Mayflower won't be sailing in our Columbus play. May sat down in a huff. Lucille stood right up. My fact is about the Richie Queen of Spain, she said. The Richie Queen of Spain was named Isabella. She gave Chris the money for the trip. So I'm going to be the Richie Queen Isabella in the play, because if there's one thing I know, it's how to be rich. Jose raised his hand. You shouldn't call him Chris, Lucille, he said. In Spain, they call him Cristobal Colon. Lucille squinted her eyes at him. Cristobal, whatever, she said. A queen can call you whatever she wants to. She fluffed her hair and sat down. That's when I springed up and I waved my paper all around. 18 facts! I have 18 facts! I said real happy. And so listen, people. The Nina was the smallest ship. The Pinta was the fastest ship. And the Santa Maria was a big old tub. Mr. Scary winked at me. Those are outstanding ship facts, Junie B, said Mr. Scary. Great job. He printed them on the board. And guess what? After that, Shirley told him even more ship facts. And so that's how the whole rest of the morning kept going. Room 1 kept on telling him facts, and Mr. Scary kept writing them down. Until finally we told him every fact in the book. Then, That's when the funnest part of all happened, because Mr. Scary walked around the room and he counted how many facts each of us had listed on our papers. And wait till you hear this. He said, "We have a tie, because me and my friend Jose had 18 facts. Both of us." We jumped up and down. We jumped out of our seats and gave each other a high five. Then I skipped around my desk very joyful. Plus also I skipped to the pencil sharpener and back. Mr. Scary came back and shook our hands. He said that we would choose our play parts when we came back from lunch. And so meanwhile, we should be thinking about what parts that we want. "Yes, only I already know what part I want," I said real thrilled, "and it is the bestest part I can think of. Only I'm going to keep it a secret until after lunch, and so nobody can ask me. And I mean it." After that, I pretended to lock my lips with a make-believe key. Herb turned around. "You mean you're not even going to tell me?" he said, kind of disappointed. I got out my key and unlocked my lips. "Okay, except for I will just tell Herb, and that's all." I locked my lips again. Jose frowned at me. I unlocked my lips one more time. "Plus also I will tell Jose, but that is my final offer and I mean it." Just then Shirley did a big huffy. "Okay, fine, and Shirley," I said. That's when Sheldon raised his hand and pointed to himself. Then all the other children pointed to themselves too. And so that day at lunch, I whispered my secret to everyone in room 1. But that was all. So did she keep her secret? Absolutely not. But I'm curious to see what part that she chooses, because it didn't tell us. She didn't tell us her secret. So tomorrow we'll read chapter 6, and it's called Teamwork. So I think that will be interesting, and hopefully we'll get to find out what part that Junie B. Jones chose. So I hope that you have a marvelous Monday. You should do a reading assignment, a math assignment, and a science or social studies assignment. And if you want to, you can log in on Epic, read some books, or you can log on to Freckle. I really encourage you to read the books, because remember, when we left school, we could read for almost 30 minutes by ourselves. So we don't want to lose that while we're at home learning. So, again, I hope you have a marvelous Monday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye!